Today's all about lateral work. So right off the bat, if you have shoulder issues, today is potentially not your day. So just want you to know that, want you to go back, do yesterday again, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more variety. But the great thing and the not so great thing about this exercise is it does encourage shoulder stability. However, if you have an existing injury, it's probably not the thing to be adding right now. So go back, see your PT, follow up with those PT exercises like you're supposed to do, and you'll be back to this again sometime. But this one is going to take a lot of time, so we're going to jump right into it because there are so many variations. So first of all, let's talk about alignment. Let's talk about when you want to do it. So number one, because there is shoulder stability involved, it's not just core. Yesterday we were on our back, we lifted up, not doing anything that was particularly taxing. This one is. So what you want to do is make sure you do it early in your core exercise, because if you wait until later, you've already got a little fatigue built up. So you may not also want to do it on arm day at the gym, do it on an alternate day. But here's what I want you to look at. So as we go to the length of your legs, whether we're going to go feet or we're going to go knees as we start. So this is an easier way to begin. No matter what, the placement of your elbow matters. So what happens here is if I were maybe on the floor watching television, watching a movie, I might go here. So do you see how I'm already kind of very sloppy in the upper body? You don't want to be doing that when you're doing core exercise. So we're going to get lifted here, but even here, my elbow is too far out. So I'm going to pull it in, and you want to begin with it too close. So it feels like it's too close for comfort, because what will happen when we come up, now you're in alignment and you're stacked up. If I had started out with it here, when I come up, now I'm actually risking impingement in that shoulder. So the lineup is important. And I like you to have this hand here to spot. So as you push yourself up, you don't fully have your body weight on that shoulder yet until you know I'm in good position and I'm good to go, okay? Also know I'm right dominant. My non-dominant shoulder is working right now. So you need to pay attention to, are you okay on that side? It may feel easier or more difficult on a side where you have a pre-existing injury or an old one, and or know yourself. Is it your dominant side or not? And spot yourself accordingly. Okay, so let's try it here. So this line at your hip needs to be long. My knees are not bent forward, not at all. So go the length, and then I'm lifting here in good alignment, and I know it. My hand goes on my hip. I'm just holding that. We're going to stabilize right here. Stay with me, okay? So we're going to keep it here. We're going to lift and look up with the hips. So you don't want them sagging. You actually want the lift to be here. So we're working those lateral muscles, your obliques. Now we call them obliques. There's an internal and an external oblique, and they cross at your waist. Both here and here. They are responsible for rotation, lateral flexion, and even forward flexion. Now, coming down, we're just going to keep you even. We'll do the other side. We'll go through the setup, straight through the hip, elbow in a little bit closer than you think feels comfortable, so that when you come up, you're here. Now, the thing I didn't do is spot, so I want you to do that. Push back in, come up. If you're in good alignment, if you realize, it's not quite in the right place, you know it before it's too late, okay? So lift up. We're just going to hold again, but I want you to think about the fact that I am actually actively pushing my hips up. This I can feel. Think about small children and dogs crawling underneath you. So lift up and give that space. So create that London Bridge. And then relax and come down. We're going to flip to the other side just to give you a little bit of rest on that shoulder. So you're going to do several variations here, so be ready. So if I want to keep it down on the ground, and I'm going to stay with that short lever, because if I go here and fully extend, now I have more weight on that shoulder, by the way. So it's not just the core that has to work harder, but it's also the shoulder. So if we go back here, we can still make this slightly more difficult by adding a variation. Here's variation 1. Now on the other side, I'm going to lift with you in variation 2, and we'll we'll change it up. So you could repeat this. You'd want to do it on both sides, obviously. You might do 10 to 15. I keep my heels together and I'm opening wide and I'm using that medial glute. So we've got a lot of things going on. Stability, core, and the glute work. Now on this side, setting up again, spotting, getting the hips long. So we're still lifted here, but now if I want to, I can go here. I can go with a straight leg if I wanted to, but when you come down, you want to be sure you're not going here and here. So it's just a lift, just the leg, and it could be the short or the long lever. Still another kind of work, also for the glute, still working the core, but also working the shoulder. Now, let's come back and let's do that lift and lower on purpose. You don't want to drip down, right? And just start letting that drift, but you actually can make exercise out of this. Come down and push up and come down. So what you're doing here is lateral flexion and up and come in and come out. Lateral flexion and extension. Good, and we'll do that on the other side just to keep you even. And then I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break. You decide if you wanna come on and do the longer lever. So again, we're gonna lower and lift and lower and lift. And with most things that we do left and right, you're gonna notice I've got a good side and then I have the other side. Not quite as good, right? May not be your bad side, it's just a little more difficult. And that has to do with your dominant and non-dominant sides. And then release. Nice. Spin back around. Let's go to the first side. Shake those shoulders out. And let me tell you what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna give you a couple of variations, but first of all, we're just gonna practice going to straight legs. A couple ways you can do straight legs. So literally you can stack those feet. So you're gonna have a slightly bit more balance doing that, or you can scissor the feet. You're gonna have a wider base of support, not as difficult or challenging with balance. I find that this is a lot easier for a lot of my clients. Straight leg up, but nothing wrong with this. So either one, there's not a right or a wrong to it. So keep pushing, keep lifting up. I'm gonna have you hold that. Good, nice. And then you're there. And let's bring that down and we'll come to the other side. Good. Should have thought this through for myself because I did do upper body this morning. So we're gonna come back. Now I do whole body, not just upper body, but holding here. You decide, does this feel okay for you? Stacking the legs, or do you wanna split that and lift those hips high? So up, try to open your heart to the ceiling. So you're not gonna face it, but what I don't want you to do is to close down here. I want you to lift up, make sure your shoulders are stacked, and if you can open this up, you get a passive stretch through the chest as well. And then release. Nice. Now, 2 variations in that top position, and that'll be it. So we're gonna do 5 of each. So as you're here, we're gonna do 5 leg lifts and 5 knee ins. Now, if you were choosing it on any day, you could choose to do 10 of each and then call it a day. You don't have to do a ton of anything. Remember that. Hold here, arm up, and we go 5 and 4, and it's not as easy as it looks. 3 and 2 and 1, and now like you're stair stepping, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and release. Good, and we gotta keep you even. So last but not least, we do the other side. Lengthening out, support yourself to come up, 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Nice job. Good. Now, you may have a little fatigue through the shoulders because that was a lot of repetition, but realize when you repeat that for yourself, you're gonna choose which of those versions was actually the one I need to do right now. Which one is challenging? So maybe it was easy and easy and easy and oh, this is a little more difficult. That's the one you wanna be at. Challenge yourself, make sure that you can do, say 10 repetitions of that before you go on and try the next variation. Then you're set. So never will you do that many repetitions going side and side and side. Instead, you're gonna wanna choose one of these exercises from different types of movement or stabilization. Like yesterday, or the video just that we did, number 1 was your bridge, right? So using different muscles in a different way. Also core, but unique. This is lateral flexion. We'll see another lateral flexion day, but it won't be this. So keep it in mind that you'll never do as many as you did in this 10-minute segment. All right, I'll see you on the flip side. Leave me comments below, ask me your questions. Let me know if your shoulders tolerated this. Which one is the version you're on right now?